Back to Shravanam TV. Today we're discussing the 4 paths of yoga. So the first path we're going to discuss is Karma Yoga. And the goal of Karma Yoga is sense gratification, obtaining sense objects for enjoyment, economic development, and heavenly comforts. These are known as Kama, Artha, and Dharma, respectively. And the means of Karma Yoga for achieving these goals is prescribed duties. These are different occupational and lifestyle duties that are prescribed according to one's psychophysical nature. And the object of worship are the demigods usually, and the nature of Karma Yoga is that it depends on Bhakti Yoga. So we're going to be discussing that last. And in fact, this is true of all the yoga paths. They all depend on Bhakti. So the next yoga path we're discussing today is Jnana Yoga. And Jnana Yoga has the goal of liberation, called moksha or mukti in Sanskrit. And the means of Jnana Yoga is study of Vedanta. So there are various books on the Veda as the end of all knowledge, and they discuss the various differences between matter and spirit. So the object of worship for Jnana Yoga is the Brahman. And if you watch our video here on YouTube called The 3 Aspects of the Absolute Truth, or I think it's 3 Features of the Absolute Truth, we discuss the Brahman effulgence. So this is the objective of liberation, mukti, and the path of Jnana Yoga. And again, Jnana Yoga is dependent on Bhakti for success. So we'll explain how that's so. The third path of yoga is called ashtanga yoga, and the goal of ashtanga yoga are the 8 mystic siddhis. There are different mystic powers, like becoming lighter than the lightest, becoming smaller than the smallest, obtaining anything from anywhere. This is called Prapti Siddhi. Like that, there's 8 different mystic powers. And these are material powers. And the means is the 8-fold yoga process. And that has different stages: yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, and so on. Most what people see and know are the asanas, and sometimes people get into the pranayamas. But for the most part, the asanas are only 1/8 of the whole yoga process, the mystic yoga process. Paramatma is the object of worship for the Ashtanga yogis, as we discussed in our 3 features of the Absolute Truth. And also Ashtanga Yoga is dependent on Bhakti. Now the 4th path we're discussing is Bhakti Yoga. And in Bhakti Yoga, the goal is pure love of God, called prema. The means of Bhakti Yoga are the 9 processes of devotional service, beginning with hearing about God, chanting God's glories, remembering God, worshipping, praying, serving, bowing down, befriending, and fully surrendering to God. So these are the 9 processes of devotional service for developing love of God. And the object of worship is Bhagavan, and that's also discussed in our video, The 3 Features of the Absolute Truth. And Bhakti is independent. So in other words, One can directly take to Bhakti Yoga and achieve success. One does not depend on any of the other yoga paths. Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga. One doesn't require actually to follow any of those to achieve success in Bhakti Yoga. Whereas all the other yoga paths, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, one has to be successful also in Bhakti in order to be successful in following those other paths. So they're dependent on Bhakti. And in each of those different yoga systems, there's some element of Bhakti involved in that. So those who are intelligent, they take directly to Bhakti Yoga without having to go through the other yoga processes and achieve the highest goal of human existence, which is to develop pure love of God. So thanks for joining us on Shravanam TV, and we'll see you next time.